Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's episode. We are going to talk about something fun, light, but also very powerful for your English learning journey. Jokes. Yes, jokes. Jokes are not only for laughing, they are for learning. They help you understand culture, wordplay, pronunciation, rhythm, and even confidence when speaking. Today, I'll show you how to understand jokes in English, how to tell them with confidence, and how to use humor to become a more natural, fluent speaker. When you learn grammar, you sound correct. When you learn vocabulary, you sound smarter. But when you learn jokes, you sound natural and human. Jokes can show that you understand culture, that you can play with language, and that you can make people smile. And here's the secret. Humor is one of the highest levels of language learning. If you can laugh in English and make others laugh, it means you're getting closer to fluency. Most jokes in English have two parts, the setup and the punchline. The setup is the story or sentence that prepares the listener. And the punchline is the surprise, the funny ending. An example, a setup is, why don't scientists trust atoms? The punchline would be, because they make up everything. Here, makeup has two meanings. To form something, atoms make up matter, and to invent or lie, like he made up a story. This is called a pun, a joke that plays with words that have double meanings. To understand jokes, you need to know common words and phrases used in humor. Like a pun, it's wordplay using double meanings. Knock-knock joke, a short, funny dialogue. One-liner is a very short joke, often just one sentence. Sarcasm, saying the opposite of what you mean, often in a funny way. And irony, when something happens opposite to what's expected. Knowing these terms helps you recognize different types of humor. Now, let's go into the different types. Knock-knock jokes. These are classic, simple, and usually kids say them. An example would be someone would say, knock, knock. Someone else would say, who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Let us in, it's cold outside. Here, let us in sounds like let us in. That's the joke. Next up, one-liners. These are short and clever. An example of this would be, I used to play piano by ear, but now I use my hands. It's funny because play by ear means without sheet music, but the punchline makes it literal. Next, we have puns. English loves puns. An example would be, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put it down. Impossible to put it down has two meanings. Hard to stop reading and anti-gravity. Can't put it down physically. Next would be cultural jokes. Sometimes jokes are based on traditions, holidays, or stereotypes. This would be like, why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Up next are the ultimate dad jokes. These are simple, cheesy jokes. They're funny because they're just so bad. An example would be, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. Telling a joke is not only about words. It's about timing, tone, and expression. Here's some tips. Pause before the punchline. It builds suspense. Use your voice. Go higher or lower for drama. Smile. Laughter is contagious. And practice. The more you practice, the more natural you sound. Instead of saying quickly, "Why don't scientists trust atoms because they make up everything?" Say, "Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything." Let's practice together. I'll give you setups, and you try to guess the punchlines before I say them. Why did the math book look sad? Because it had too many problems. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Because it caught a virus. Why was the belt arrested? Because it held up a pair of pants. See how fun this is? You're learning vocabulary, double meanings, and humor all at the same time. Not all jokes translate well. Some humor is very cultural. For example, British humor is often dry, sarcastic, and ironic. American humor loves puns, exaggerations, and quote-unquote dad jokes. Late night shows like Jimmy Fallon or Trevor Noah use jokes about politics and celebrities. So if you don't get a joke, don't worry. Sometimes even native speakers don't laugh at everything. Now, here's some ways that you can use jokes in daily English. Icebreakers. You can start a conversation with a light joke. Presentations. Add one joke to relax the audience. Friendship. Jokes build connection and trust. And with learning, you can remember vocabulary better through funny wordplay. If you're meeting new people, you could say something like, "Hi, I'm learning English. Can I tell you a quick joke?" Most people will smile and listen. Let me give you a mini story with a joke inside. Last week, a student of mine said, "Teacher, I'm very tired. I was up all night studying for the English test." I said, "Really? Well, at least you got some practice staying up for Netflix marathons." The class laughed. See, you can mix humor into everyday stories. Now, here's your challenge. Every day for 1 week, do this. First, learn one English joke. Write it in your notebook. Then, tell it to a friend, a classmate, or you can even record yourself. By the end of the week, you'll learn 7 new jokes. You'll master some wordplay, and you'll build confidence in speaking. Now here's some vocabulary that we went over today. Punchline, the funny ending. Setup, the beginning of a joke. Wordplay or pun. This is playing with words. Sarcasm, saying the opposite to be funny. Knock-knock joke, a short, interactive joke. And finally, dad joke, a silly, simple joke. So, my friends, today we learned something fun and powerful, how to tell jokes in English and how to understand them. Remember, jokes are not only about laughing, they are about thinking in English, noticing double meanings, and becoming a natural communicator. Practice a little every day. Tell one joke, smile, laugh, and enjoy the process. Because English is not only about serious study, it's also about having fun. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep laughing.